my name is Ashley. Welcome to my channel, Side of the Soul. I'm an empath and I'll be imparting my messages to you that I hear from meditations. I hope the messages speak to your inner truth and help provide guidance for you. Hi Taurus, this is your reading, and the decks that I'll be using are the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck and the Sacred Destiny Oracle deck. The cards that came out for you are Standstill, the Ghost Dance, the Seer, Release, and Simplicity. So this first card is the Simplicity card. What this card represents is the white feather. And so imagine a single white feather illuminated against a blue sky, wafting on warm air currents as it floats to the earth with simplicity and grace. Both Native Americans and Egyptians thought feathers were messages from the sky gods. So chiefs would wear feathers to symbolize their communicating with the Creator. And it was believed that when one wore feathers on one's head, messages from a human would travel to spirit. So what this card would want you to know is that to find a sacred simplicity and have clarity in your life, do only what matters. Release everything else. Simplify your life. And scan all areas and clear both internal and external clutter. Rest, rejuvenate, and only participate in what is truly important to you, and relinquish everything else. Do not delay. Do it now. When your life is cluttered with objects, relationships, time constraints, and emotions, there's no room for spirit. There's too much static and too much stuff to connect to your soul. The smallest amount of clutter clearing can make the biggest difference. This next card is the Release card, and this represents autumn light. So the cooler days and change of color in the leaves mark the seasonal change from summer to autumn. And the bracing wind wildly flings the red, orange, and yellow leaves from the trees as they spiral down to the dampened, dark earth. And then lingering sunshine filters through the canopy of the vivid colored leaves, creating an autumnal glow. So what this card would need for you to know is that when you receive this card, it's time to let go and surrender. Let go of situations and people and objects that don't serve you. Let go of old, outmoded, self-limiting beliefs that drag you down. This is a time of stripping away superficial distractions until you reach who you are at your core. If you're holding on to the old, it's difficult for anything new to come into your life. So begin to clear your home and your living environments of clutter. If you don't love it or use it, it's probably clutter. Clear it out of your space. It's time for a detox. To get ready for the new, you must release the old. This next card is the Standstill card. So when standstill appears, it's a symbol of pausing, the act of observation and breathing space, and it represents the benefits of temporary non-action as well as what happens when one is stuck. So when you see this card, it means that when things seem to stall or stagnate, or when you feel stuck, this symbol appears as a reminder that constant action isn't going to get you where you want to go. Perhaps it's time to gather more information or just wait until the universe makes the next move. No matter what, this moment is a beautiful gift orchestrated in your favor. So enjoy it. Let the universe bring all parts together for the highest good. Go and play, recharge, and take the focus off whatever has stalled. Life will get busy again for you sooner than you think. And for your next card, we have the Ghost Dance. So the ghost dance of the American Plains Indians united the spirits of the living and those of the ancestors to bring peace to the world. When the ancestors are honored, they bring harmony to us. When we hold them responsible for all that is wrong with us today, they haunt us. So honor the spirits of the ancestors and receive their lessons and gifts. This includes honoring your own past lives. So if you receive this card, what it would need you to know is that the ancestors have a message of healing and a powerful medicine to offer you. Create a sacred moment at your altar, light a candle to them, and let their wisdom infuse you. At this stage in your life, you are done repeating their tragic stories. So step into the abundance that is offered to you, receive the gifts of those that have come before you, and write a new story for your life. And for this last card, we have the Seer. So the seer represents the capacity to reach beyond the obvious details of life into the hidden realms where information is available to those with the discernment to perceive it. This symbol represents psychic perception, intuition, and the capacity to know something without prior exposure. The seer knows truth, always seeks truth beyond all else, and sees reality as it truly is without judgment. And the seer can read between the lines and understand what is not being said. He represents the power of clarity and being able to recognize patterns. So if you receive this card, the seer invites you to trust your intuition and follow it as it leads you forward. You may feel lost when it appears that your hunch is taking you in circles or even through a maze, but the hidden realms don't follow the rules of a two-dimensional map. Trust your gut and allow your perception of your circumstances to widen to include the nuances and subtle clues that you normally miss if you take things at face value. The seer has gifted you with his magic. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. Your vision is clear. And Taurus, what I heard under meditation for you is, don't overcomplicate it. Break it down into its simplest parts, and it will bring you peace of mind. Hi Virgo, welcome to your reading. The decks that I'll be using today are the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck and the Sacred Destiny Oracle deck. The cards that came out for you are the Council, the Mystical Shaman, the Time Master in reverse, Courage, and Simplicity. Okay, so first up with the Courage card, this represents the rocky seashore. The waves crash again and again on the rugged, rocky shore, and yet these ancient rocks face each storm with strength and fortitude. They are strong beyond measure, so when the waves are gentle, they stand strong, and when the great storms arrive, they remain strong. They never falter. This card signifies that an enduring, everlasting, passionate courage in the depth of your being is arising, and there is nothing that you can't confront and face, and you're a warrior of the light. So if you receive this card, what it wants you to know is that you should step forward, throw your shoulders back, and stand up for yourself with passion. Speak up for those less fortunate. Be impeccable in all your actions. This isn't the time to be timid and pull back. So don't be limited by the beliefs of others, and use your passion to make a difference. Courage doesn't mean that you aren't afraid. Fearless means fear less. Acknowledge your fear and take action anyway, and make a stand. You are strong and powerful, and you have great valor within you. Next, we have the Simplicity card, and this represents the white feather. So imagine a single white feather illuminated against a blue sky, wafting on warm air and currents as it floats to the earth with simplicity and grace. Both Native Americans and Egyptians thought that feathers were messages from the sky gods, and chiefs would wear feathers to symbolize their communing with the Creator. It was believed that when one wore feathers on one's head, the messages from a human could travel to spirit. So if you receive this card, what I would want you to know, to find a sacred simplicity and have clarity in your life, do only what matters. Release everything else, simplify your life, and scan all areas and clear both internal and external clutter. So rest, rejuvenate, and only participate in what is truly important to you, and relinquish everything else. And don't delay, do it now. So when your life is cluttered with objects and relationships and time constraints and emotions, there's no room for spirit. There's too much static and too much stuff to connect to your soul. So the smallest amount of clutter clearing can make the biggest difference. And next we have the Council card. Okay, so the Council are the luminous beings who hold the collective wisdom of humanity. They are the ones before whom you will do your life review when you cross into the world of spirit. And a life review is when we place our good and our bad deeds on a divine scale and attempt to explain why we did not love or forgive or dare as greatly as we might have. So know their wisdom is available to you at all times when you live in a state of yes, in an unconditional relationship with life. They remind you of your place around a sacred fire which has been reserved for you since the beginning of time. You will claim it when you own your inner wisdom. So if you receive this card, what I would want you to know is that the council has a message for you. Listen with your inner senses. The handwriting is already on the wall, so look about you and you will discern its meaning. Don't wait for further signs. Embark on a journey to love deeply, forgive sincerely, and dare greatly. And take the leap without requiring life to assure you of success. We have the mystical shaman. So this is a symbol of the myth maker and storyteller who is neither made nor defined by the story. Instead, he observes it, evolves through it, and perceives all aspects of it. And in so doing, the mystical shaman represents the ability to dream a new story, a new myth, into being. He dances between worlds, and he wears the cloak of the world loosely around his shoulders and sings the world into being. He reminds us to be in the world and travel through it, but not to be divined by it or become too attached to the experience. This is a symbol of true alchemy, for all elements of life have a spiritual aspect and a material one. When we remember this, all manner of miracles and manifestations are possible. So if you receive this card, what it's trying to tell you is that when the mystical shaman appears, you're invited to consider the ability to live without attachment. You are called to create and dream your life, to act on inspiration and divine impulse without fixating on a known story of success or achievement. Can you impartially observe the stories you tell yourself and others? What if you could become a mystery to yourself? Who would you become if you stopped telling the tales that have defined you up to now? You don't have to live in a story that has roots in the past. What if there were no need to explain you to anyone, not even to yourself? The way to your most extraordinary life is to become a blank slate and allow the form of your dreams and desires to show up as it will. This is a sign of manifesting a life beyond your wildest dreams. Lastly, we have the Time Master in reverse. So time is a construct of the human mind through which events are seen to flow in a straight line from past to future. This, however, is an illusion. So time moves in patterns and fractals, and sometimes turn like a wheel, and others moving straight as an arrow. Humans see time like a ticking clock, and the image reminds us that there is only so much of it to spend in a life, like a kind of currency. At any given moment, you can see time in all its infinite potential, at once vast and all-encompassing, and then shrunken and finite. It all depends on perspective. So if you receive this card in reverse, it means that sometimes it appears that you're running out of time. You worry you won't get what you need or want, and everything gets stuck like a logjam. This is only in your mind. Time expands and contracts according to your ability to be mindful and observant. So fully engage in your now, and it's time to release the story of your past. Equally, it's time to release your need to know the details of the future. So all the treasure magically reveals itself when you remain relaxed and present, to what is directly in front of you and nothing else. Then you realize you have all the time in the world, and you'll never run out of it. And Virgo, what I heard under meditation for you was, a light has been shown on something, focus on it and follow it. Hi Capricorn, welcome to your reading. The decks I'll be using today are the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck and the Sacred Destiny Oracle deck. The cards that came out for you are the Arrow, Pachamama, the Rainbow in reverse, Wonders, and Miracles. Okay, so this first card is the Wonders card. It represents the quartz crystal. Natural rock crystals, clear, amethyst, citrine, rose, and smoky, were all revered in ancient times. The Aborigines of Australia called it mabine, which was the material through which their shamans and elders gained their magical powers. And the Egyptians believed quartz had the mystical healing abilities and would bury their dead with a piece of crystal on their forehead. So if you receive this card, what I would want you to know is that just around the corner, exciting possibilities are waiting for you. Wonders will be abounding in your life, and sometimes they won't be apparent at first, nevertheless they are. So the more you see them and embrace them, the more these possibilities will grow in magnitude. So celebrate and cherish even the smaller ones, no matter how tiny they may seem, and let go of expectations. Don't limit the way that you think that wondrous events could appear in your life. Be open. If you believe, anything and everything is possible. And next we have the Miracles card. And if you receive this card, this represents the double rainbow. And after the storm, the rainbow appears. So no matter where we are, the instant a rainbow splashes across the sky, we usually stop and stand in awe. Some say that rainbows are messages from the Creator. Others say that they're a part of the electromagnetic spectrum phenomenon. But no matter the explanation of their existence, rainbows have struck awe in the hearts and the souls of many through time, and many traditions believe that rainbows are blessings from the Creator. A double rainbow is double the blessings. So if you receive this card, what I would want you to know is that the storms of the past are passing and your dreams are coming true. No matter what has happened in the past, your future holds abounding miracles. Good fortune, celestial beauty, and inner divinity are expanding within you. Believe that your life is guided. Trust in the goodness of the universe. A celestial bridge to the heavens is opening for you. So start a health program, invest in your career, or initiate a relationship, and a good fortune will manifest. Blessings are flowing in all directions. So believe that you deserve the best, because you do. Bounty, joy, blessings, and miracles are flowing your way. And then we have the arrow card. So receiving this symbol reminds you that when you're in alignment with your heart and your soul, you're on target and you'll soon be hitting your mark. So be true to your calling and release attachments and free yourself from the bondage of unbridled ambition. Now is revealed to be a moment of contact in which your intention meets the material world. And the arrow symbolizes the need to set your creativity free. So when the arrow zings through the air, it's inviting you to pay attention and signifying that you are about to make your mark in some aspect of your life. It illuminates the moment of contact when you know that your desires and intentions have traveled on the wind and landed in the perfect place for your highest good. So trust that your job is to be relaxed yet focused and keeping your eye on the prize, yet releasing your intention with full expectation that it will land as it's supposed to. Don't worry about the how or the exact form. This is not a time to interfere with the manner in which the arrow flies. It will make its mark, and you will have cause to celebrate. And next we have the Pachamama card. So Pachamama represents the unconditional love that the earth has for all her children, including the stones, the plants, the animals, and humans. She is the goddess of earth, also known as Gaia, who pervades all creation in our planet. Thanks to Pachamama, our timeless soul can experience life in a biological body. The joy and pain we taste during our brief time on earth are invitations to discover the boundless love of Pachamama. So if you receive this card, they want to let you know that you are a child of the earth. Now is the time to eat right, to love right, and to be joyous, regardless of the circumstances you may find yourself in. So be grateful for your life, your body, and all that nourishes you. Pachamama invites you to relish each breath, embrace your joy and your pain equally, and discover love through both. Let Pachamama know how much you appreciate all her blessings with an act of service, such as planting a tree, or helping save an endangered species, or protecting the ocean. And lastly, we have the rainbow card in reverse. And the rainbow symbolizes the 7 steps of a true spiritual path, which manifests as the color of the 7 chakras. And in the Himalayas, the rainbow body is seen as a full realization of our essence. So the rainbow also represents the bridge between the physical and the spiritual worlds. At the end of our lives, we can journey across the rainbow bridge to the highest heavenly realms. When the rainbow appears, it's an affirmation that all is well and that you are in the right relationship with Spirit. So if you receive this card in reverse, it just wants you to know, don't get caught in the pursuit of the illusion of the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Find the treasures now, in the moment, by coming into the right relationship with those around you. All your gifts are at hand, so obvious that you may have missed them. And be true with your intentions, and don't be led astray by daydreams. Capricorn, what I heard for you under meditation was, you must move faster to get what you desire.